When you type, "why is my wife yelling at me" on Google, it'll give you a list of potential triggers such as her feeling unheard, financial stress, mental health struggles, etc. But when you ask, "why is my husband yelling at me?" it instead assumes that he's abusive and gives women a domestic violence hotline to call. I wonder why that is.
Hold up. Okay. Feelings, finance. Okay. Oh, wow. No way. That's crazy. That's crazy. Sick. Goes to show you right there. Men are just demonized and just looked at as terrible people. Makes no type of sense. 100 problems for him, 0 problems for her. But you see how when he hugged her, like, the quietness went down. He still got his problems, but just, her touch, her feeling, did a lot for him just to quiet down a lot of that noise. He still got his problems, but, just that moment in time, quiet down all that yada, yada, yada in his head, and it took away her problem as well. So women don't understand how much power they got just being in our presence and just their touch, just being there, and how much that means to us.
A woman should never ask a man to provide more than he can provide. That's wrong. A woman should always live within the man's means. And if the man has the means, great. If he doesn't, don't ask for it. Yeah. And if you want more, work together to build it up.
Let her cook.
Women have a problem with submission because they view it as it's something that's negative. No. You should be able to submit to your man because you should be able to trust enough in his leadership. And a lot of the times when you men say like, "oh, I don't want you going to a bar, I don't want you going to a club," it's because you're a fucking man. You know what happens there. You know that men there just want to fuck, or there's weirdos that want to like put shit in your drinks, or there's drama, or it's just a whole ass environment that you can't be there to protect your female if it came down to it. 100%. You would have to live with that guilt. Yeah. You know what I mean? She gets assaulted and you can't do nothing about the man that did that to her. You would live with that. And women don't understand that. They think it's control. No, your man's being a protector, as he should. And as his woman, you should respect it.
You said it, not me.
Do you believe the theory that men will marry the woman in front of them? Meaning, he may not think that a woman is necessarily the love of his life, but once a man is financially and emotionally ready to start a family, whoever the woman is in his life at that moment, he will choose to marry her.
That's not true. All you have to do to capture a man the rest of his life is actually stimulate his hormonal response. Think of this. Testosterone is a very aggressive hormone. Here's what happens, ladies. You don't realize this. Your femininity attracts a man, not your aggressiveness. Do you understand that the minute that you are aggressive with a guy, what's his aggressive response? Competition, fight, things like that. Men do not want to combat women. That's why a woman, like I said, it's not who's in front of you. You understand? It's actually the one that, believe it or not, stimulates that man the most. Do you understand? And so, remember, think of it this way. If people understood what it was like from a standpoint of a man being in the world, it's highly competitive, it's highly stressful. So last thing they want to do is combat the person that's supposed to bring them peace.
Message.
If a pregnant woman is murdered, do you think it's just for a judge to charge the criminal with 2 murders, one for the woman and the other for the baby in her womb?
I absolutely do.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes. If the boyfriend of a woman and father of the child doesn't want to raise a baby, does he have the right to kill that baby if the baby's unwanted?
Absolutely not.
No, he don't.
He does not have a right to kill a baby in the womb. No.
If someone slips a pregnant woman an abortion pill that causes her to miscarry and she doesn't know it's an abortion pill, do you think that person should be charged?
Yes.
And what do you think they should be charged with?
Murder. First-degree murder.
Murder. So it's homicide in these cases if it's the man that's causing it, but not if the woman that's causing it.
In her case, she knows that she wanted it and she took the pill to do it. So
if that person's being killed, do you think it matters to him or her who's doing the killing, or are they being murdered regardless?
They're being murdered regardless. So yeah.
So do you think it's a homicide in both cases?
Whoever the killer is should get it.
Listen, I think conversations like this need to be had. You know, whether you agree with it or don't agree with it, you got to look at things from a broad perspective. Like, okay, you see this, okay, you see that. You know, whether you agree with a person or don't agree with a person, you just got to look at things and be like, okay, I can see where a person comes from. You might not come to an agreement, but you can at least get to a point where you be like, I see where a person coming from this standpoint. I don't agree with it, and I'm not going to change my mind, but I can see where they're coming from, and therefore, you know, I'll agree to disagree and just let you be at peace to where you at.
Men and women are broadly similar with regards to aggression, although men tilt a little bit more towards aggression. So that if you picked a random person out of the population, male and female, and you guessed that the male was more aggressive, you'd be right 60% of the time. But if you take the 1 in 100 most aggressive people, they're all male. And that's why the overwhelming proportion of people who are in prisons are male. Now, do you want to equalize that, just out of curiosity? What about bricklayers? They're 99% male. And we've got about 3/4 of the population now in universities in the humanities and social sciences are female.
Yeah.
Are we going to equalize that? And men work longer hours. They work more dangerous jobs. They're more likely to move. They're more likely to work outside. They're more likely to participate in jobs in the STEM fields that are scalable. They make more money for those reasons. And that's all hidden under the idea that the reason that men and women make different amounts of money is because of their gender.
It don't matter how old a man gets, he's always gonna have options. Younger, finer, fitter, willing, but they wasted all their time telling all these good men, oh no, you know, you're not my type, and you know, I need a man that's gonna do all this stuff for me. You too broke for me. Y'all brag about the fact that y'all don't cook. You brag about the fact that you're not cleaning for nobody. You brag about the fact that you're selfish. You brag about all these things that are contrary to what a man wants. What happens is they start approaching that wall. Once they are approaching that wall, or once they hit it, they already got kids. They're not in their prime anymore. And then they get frustrated. They try to convert other women and try to convince other women that they also don't need men, because now they no longer qualify. Now what are you left with? You're broken, used, washed up, your self-worth, your dignity, all of that done gone. Now what you gonna do? You love talking about yourself, and you could do bad all by yourself, and it's all about me, and because I'm the prize. Where are your results then? If you the prize, who the prize winner? If you the prize, where is the collector of the prize?
I like this one.
Buy a dog, cat, die alone. Because no man deserves to suffer you.
Did a study with infants and their mothers where they would separate boys and girls from their mothers, and they would put an obstacle in between the two of them. And so when they did this with the female infants, they would get to the obstacle, see their mother stop and start hysterically crying. Whereas boys would get to the obstacle and would climb over it, fall down, kick it, roll over it, do whatever they had to do to get through it. The takeaway from it, which is true even at this age, is that when a problem comes up, women just want to be heard, and as men, we just want to fix the problem. And that's so true when we go to argue, and that's why when I talk with Chandra and she comes to me with something, I immediately say, do you want me to give you a solution, or do you just want me to listen? And 9 times out of 10, she says, I just want you to listen. But I only know that at 45 years old because I've had 30 years of doing it the wrong way.
Natural selection. And thank God for this man, because he's able to tell us younger men and people who haven't been in marriage for that long, like the secret to certain type of things, or how to go forward with a certain format on how to deal with our woman. Because, you know, some of this stuff, like he said, I've been dealing with it for 30 years, and I finally know how to, you know, deal with my wife and or women and things like that. And it's going to take us all different time frames, different plans and solutions to get to where we need to get to with our woman. But ultimately, in the end, you know, if we listen to men with wisdom, if we listen to men with experience, then we'll be able to get somewhere with our woman. But this experiment just shows naturality of a boy and a girl and how different that we think. And it's not much different from when we're younger all the way up till we're older. It's like the study that they showed that most people feel more comfortable in the fetal position, and that's the position that we was in when we was in our mom's stomach. Most things don't change from when we're younger to older. We just get a little bit more complex with how we try to think and how we go about things. But in the overall situation, you know, it's really just come back to a basis of what are we natural to and what do we naturally want to do.
Game is game.
But look, that's the end of the video. Let me know what y'all think. Watch another video. That'll help me out a lot. And I'm going to catch y'all with the next one. I'm going to get y'all 2 to the side. I'm out.